Hello everyone, this is expedition number 21, Remnant. First thing we're going to do is we're going to turn off the multiplayer so you don't have so much lag and you won't be dealing with griefers. So here we are, we're at the plant control panel and this is where we're going to get our first blueprint. It is the Gravitino coil. And once we get that, that'll be our first milestone. There it is. We're downloading that. And this is going to be our recipe of the things that we need to make so that we can build it. So we got our milestone, and we are going to get cobalt and batteries and life support gel. It's just part of getting materials or resources for the expedition to make things easier. So we need about 120 magnetized ferrite and 120 ionized cobalt. And that is just to make the resonators. So they've already given us some cobalt, so we're going to put it in our personal refiner and we'll start refining that, which it looks like I didn't do that. I need to put some fuel in, but I didn't do it at this stage. We're going to head down this hill here and we're going to start getting resources. Now when getting resources, you want to get ferrite dust and sodium and condensed carbon, all those things, because you're going to need it. You're going to need it throughout the expedition. You'll always need it. It looks like at this point I'm scanning, which that is a good way to get units. So we just got some ferrite dust and we're working on getting some carbon, which you get from your plant life or the plant life. And to get oxygen, to recharge your oxygen, you need to get like hazardous plants, the best way to get oxygen. So right now I'm picking up Gravitino balls, and these are going to alert the sentinels and they will come after you. Now you can choose to fight them or you can go underground like I did because I wanted to keep this video short. Whichever you want to do. If you want to experience the battle, go for it. So I'm waiting for them to deactivate, and while I'm doing that, I'm staying busy. I get things ready. And so I'm going to give some fuel to my refiner and get started on the ionized cobalt. Now, I'm not going to have enough of the ionized cobalt, so I will have to go into the cave, which is what I'm doing right now, and to get some cobalt out of the cave. Now, I shorten this up because to keep the video at a certain length, but it's easy to find. Just turn on your scanner, it'll show you where the cobalt is. So it looks like I'm going to split this ferrite dust and make some pure ferrite, and once we do that, then we're going to make some magnetized ferrite. So it's just a real quick thing and done. Now I've got over 120, and with the extra cobalt I will go ahead and I'll make some more ionized cobalt to have enough to make the resonators. That's my whole goal here. So we got that, and we should be ready to make them. Yes. Now we're going to need 3 of those. All right, got it. And the next goal is going to be getting chromatic metal. So I am looking for deposits of emerald, and it actually is going to give me quite a bit of the chromatic metal just because it's grade. It's a high grade. It's better than copper. So I went ahead and took this whole deposit because I always seem to need chromatic metal. You can't go wrong. And once I've gotten all that emerald, I will refine it into chromatic metal, which it looks like I haven't done yet. So I'm going to apply the resonators, and then I'm going to get some chromatic metal and refine it. There it is. Great. All right, so we're ready. Our coil should be ready. All right, there it is. And we are going to put the last ingredient in, and this will be our next milestone. There it is, magnetic personality. So we're going to go to our next one, and we did get some upgrades for that, which is good. It's to, yeah, see, there's our modules. That's a shield. We're going to put our shield up. Now you want to put all these together because they'll boost each other by putting the modules next to each other. All right, so we're just going to practice with the coil, which is going to get us another milestone. So you just want to pick it up with, hit the right mouse button and wave it around a bit, maybe shoot it off with the left mouse button, and you're done. You got the flux calibration. Great. So now we got the Colossus Geobay plans, flatbed chassis, and we'll go from there. So at this point, I'm making paraffinium, and I need pyrite, and I'm going to need ferrite dust to make it. And I think I only need like 25 here. Yeah, pretty sure. So there's the paraffinium. Oh, great, I did that perfectly. Alright, we're going to make our Colossus here. And you can always pin the recipe and make it as simple as possible. You can look at it and it's pretty easy. So we're going to add the flatbed to our Colossus. And so there's our module. That's going to switch it over. And yes, we're going to save those changes. And we got the next milestone. So the first two phases are pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. Now I'm going to put some of these in these little purple boxes. That gives them a supercharge and it boosts their performance. So it's a good idea to put that in there. Now they provided me with these little modules to boost, give me a boost on our engine, and we're going to, yeah, okay, that's boosters. It's not quite what I was talking about, but anyway, you want to install all the modules for your Colossus. So now for the next milestone, we're going to want to pick up some parts here using the coil, Cravatino coil. And there we go. So I'm going to put that in the back of the on the flatbed. And I think, yeah, you only need 3 pieces of that. And then you just go over here and you weigh it. And they take it off your flatbed for you. And then you make a certain amount of money. So that's where we're at. There's our panel, and I think the amount of money we get for this is kind of low, but I think this is just more of a tutorial for this whole, this whole new setup. So another milestone. Great. This is going really fast. And we got a packaged radar amplifier unit. And we've got, it looked like we had some repair kits, which is nice to have. And at this point, we're looking for waste heaps, so we're going to scan. So to scan for that, you want to hit the X key, go over to your little, it'll go right to the scanner, and then you just pick the heap, the waste heap on that list. So we're heading there. And I skipped all the travel because it took a really long time. I didn't think you wanted to watch that. So we're going to go over here and we are going to pick up special waste. Another milestone. Wonderful. So let's get our... Yes, we are almost done here. We got some upgrades and condensed carbon and some boost suspension for our Colossus. Alright, so let's pick up this special waste. And what we're going to do is we're going to we'll take this over to the plant, and then we'll put them in the proper receptacles and for waste disposal. So I put in more than it asked for, which was 5, because as you're going across the terrain, it's bumpy and stuff goes flying out of the back of your flatbed. So I would put extra in just to make it a little easier. That way you get your milestone and you're not searching all over the place trying to find more special waste or for the processing plant. So we're just on the first road trip. I'm gonna get a little more. I may have got a few more than I needed. I think just like 2 or 3 more than what they're asking for is plenty, but I was being careful. All right, here we go. Yeah. So you can see that I lost some pieces. It's down to 6. I think I had 10. That's how, the bumpy the terrain is. Looks like I lost some pieces. Now, this I didn't need to get. I'm not sure why I loaded it up. Didn't really need it. So we made it back to the plant. So you can like dump all these out, all this waste. You can dump it out and then put it in its receptacles instead of trying to take it out of the back. And I'll show you how to do that. Well, I guess I skipped this part, but I think, yeah, this is the only one I didn't like doing, is because it's kind of difficult to go up those stairs with your waste and dump it. So that's what we're doing. Wonderful. Okay. So you just look at the little decal on the waist and match it to the receptacle that it's supposed to go in. So we got milestone finished. So we are done with the first phase, and I went ahead and went right into the second phase because this one was so easy. Now the things that we got for this phase mostly were decorations for your base. When you make a base, you can decorate it. You can get the posters and the glitches, and they actually make a difference on how your base looks. So now we're going to go into the next phase, and we are going to modify our Colossus in the chassis. So I'm going to configure. All I did was I clicked on the unnamed configuration, and I didn't even name it, and I got the milestone. So really didn't know what I was doing here. I guess you go with that. So okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we got the excavation blade, which is a blueprint, and we are going to get 5 metal, the metal plating, 5 of those. Yeah, that's not 5, but that's okay. It says I have 5, but it's weird that it didn't. And then we need 3 of the nano tubes, and yeah, I didn't have enough. So this part of the expedition is super easy too. People that like to destroy things are gonna love this because that's what you do with the blade. It's just you just kind of, yeah. So to get the milestone for roadkill, all you need to do is run over one of the fauna, and you'll have it. So while you're going over these obstacles and you're collecting them, you will get resources from them, just not a whole lot. See, you can see at the right there, up above, the ferrite dust, and I'm getting carbon. The only thing I noticed that on the hazardous plants, you need to hit it so that the hazardous plants hits the Colossus in the middle. Otherwise, you just go flying. Why that is, I really don't know, because they're not like stone, but it's just some sort of, I don't know, just strange. So we're going around and we are destroying things. We destroy obstacles. That is our goal on this milestone. Yeah. See, you go over the hazardous plants and you just go flying for some reason. So we got it. The lay waste milestone. We smashed 500 obstacles. Okay, so we got the nutrient processor, it looks like. So we're heading to the second area, and it's really just a repeat of the first phase where we went and got the special waste and then took it to a special plant. This is what we're doing right here. So we're at checkpoint number 2, and we are just gonna do a repeat. Special industrial waste. I'm gonna put that in the flatbed. So we have some new modules for the Colossus, and you'll want to delete the the modules that are rated a C class. Get rid of those. You're gonna need some of the materials that you get from it. Just destroy it. You're gonna add the B modules, otherwise they'll conflict, and once you have more than 3, they'll conflict with each other and they won't work at all. So that's what we're doing right now. That's just kind of showing you how to do it. You want to keep them all together, just like all your other modules. That way they boost each other and they give better performance. Alright, so we charged up our fuel. Just going through here. These are kind of all the stuff that I want. Let's start picking up our waste. So we're going to need 5, but I get several more than that. And after, it's funny, when I started going up the mountain, I actually went into a cave and all my waste dumped out and I had to put it all back in. I skipped that part, but I think I'm going to do a short on it. I went up the mountain, up to the top where it's a little more flat and it's not as bumpy, and then I came to the plant that, or the area that I was supposed to go to, where it's pinpointed, and then same thing that I did. You dump out your waste and then put them in the receptacles. I think in one of these I make a mistake and I put it in the wrong receptacle, and it just won't accept it. Getting really close to the end of the video, so I'm going to ask you to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. And here we go. Let's pick this up, and I put it in the wrong one. Yep. So it was rejected. We'll do that again. And we're going to go to the proper one. Matches the decal. Hey, get up here. There it is. Okay, hit the right mouse button to dump it. And this is the last of it. And we should get our milestone. Yep, that's how simple this one was. The first 2 phases were pretty simple. Alright, so that's done. And we've got a scope, it looks like, the Cyclops scope. That should be easy to install. I may go ahead and just install that and be done with it, and then we can start on the number 3 phase in the next video. Probably going to do 3 and 4. Unless they're super fast, then I can do like 3, 4, and 5. Alright, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just standing here reading, I guess. So let's add it. So we're gonna, it looks like we're gonna need some of those processing boards. Yeah, microprocessor. and a hermetic seal. So just craft that and we are done. Wonderful. Now I put these together, they're outlined in black, so I'm assuming they'll boost each other, but it doesn't look like it actually did. And the fuel system is outlined in black, so I'll go ahead and put it together, but I don't know, it doesn't look like they were boosting each other much. See, the other ones are outlined in blue. That mean they boost each other, or they work well together. All right, I think this is the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Bye.